Ian reckons that Trump will win, like last time, whether most Americans vote for him or not. Is that like a conspiracy theory there, mate? Are you saying that...
I think it's more a comment on the collegiate vote.
The what?
The collegiate vote in America. It doesn't matter what the popular vote says, does it? It's the collegiate vote that counts.
But that's good, though, man. That's good. I like that. I think it's a good system.
Do you?
Yeah, of course, man. Because otherwise, people in the cities, which, I mean...
otherwise, the majority would win.
Yeah, but otherwise, then, the people in cities would completely dominate.
The majority would win.
Well, yeah. But then it can be...
So your answer to the tyranny of democracy...
It's the same as what we have here, man.
Your answer to the tyranny of democracy
fuck you.
is to give the choice to a small group of people.
It's not a small group of people.
It totally is.
The same thing can happen here. The Greens, Lib Dems got huge vote share here, but they didn't get. They've not got.
No. It's not the same. Don't lie to the people.
I'm not lying.
Don't be a disingenuous prick about it.
We have a different but similar thing.
Yeah, our system is first past the post, which is not the same as a because what we don't do is get everyone to vote and go, "Thanks for voting, guys," but it doesn't really matter.
Well.
Because, let's be honest, that's what the collegiate vote is.
But
why do they have people voting? Why don't they just leave it to these collegiate
But then each state has got its own, each state has got its own votes, hasn't it? And then, so each state has got its own, they're slightly different how they then cast their votes,
but it just doesn't matter.
Some of them go, like, in terms of proportional representation, some of them go all in, and it's on them to make that decision. The people in that state can vote on how it's done. And they can affect how it's done.
No, they can't.
What
this strange optimism about fucking democracy you seem to have for other people's.
It's not optimism. It's a good system.
It's great. It's a brilliant system.
They've already had it. They had it in California. All the people in the city voted to just take all the water away from the farmers when there was a drought. I can't remember what year it was. It was like the 50s or something.
I'm talking about general elections.
But this is the same thing. You can't just have the people, everyone in the city, vote to take away the water, to drain the lake of farmers.
I'm not suggesting they should.
But that's what the system gives, the way it weights people out in the country more. It gives them more of a voice, so they can't just get fucked over by...
That's democracy. That's what the majority...
Yeah, but majority rule is awful. An absolute majority is awful.
That's brilliant.
Because you just buy people off. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, are you not loving it, what's happening here at the moment?
A Republican
Were you not celebrating like you just won the fucking lottery when Boris had a massive landslide?
I thought it was hilarious, yeah.
The majority.
Yeah, but he could have won the election without getting a majority of the votes. That is possible.
Yeah, he'd just have to get more than everybody else.
No. He just needs more MPs. But
that's the votes.
But Boris... No. Boris Johnson could have got less votes. Mm-hmm. Boris Johnson could have lost the popular vote and still be the Prime Minister.
No, because you
100%.
still have to have the majority of MPs, even by one, which means you've won the popular vote, because your party has got more than the other parties.
You're mixing it up. Right, so say in London, there's some really dense place there, and the Conservatives get 100,000... the Labour get 100,000 votes. They still only get one MP.
Yeah.
Whereas someone else will get 20,000 votes and they still just get one MP out of it.
Yeah.
So if you add all that together, say Labour...
Yeah, but no. Hold on. No. Okay. Break this down a bit gentler. The majority in the House of Parliament is the party...
is from MPs,
that has the most MPs.
Yes.
To get the most MPs, you do have to win the most votes
in your constituency.
It's still majority.
But you don't have to get the popular vote. Labour could get more votes than Conservatives.
Yes, but no, hang on.
And still lose the election.
No, that's still disingenuous, because we go by constituency, don't we?
Yeah.
So what matters is that the majority in that constituency vote for an MP. Yes.
Yeah.
So the majority rules. In each constituency, the majority rules.
I get what you're saying.
And then the most MPs is the party that's in power.
Yeah, but if you take all the votes in the entire country, the losing side can still get more votes. They can. Of course they can.
Yeah, but they don't have the most MPs. What you're doing is taking this countrywide. And there's no need, because they do have state representatives and all those things. but the vote is for the president, isn't it? The collegiate, for some reason, the collegiate vote counts more.
Yeah, they vote directly for the president.
So would it not be fairer if the US had a system, let's say, just a crazy one here, you got all those states, each state votes for, let's call it a member of the House, and they can vote how they please, and that person goes into the House, and the party that has the most members of the House is the winner.
But that's not how the American system works at all.
Exactly, that's why it's no good, because they have the collegiate system.
They already have members of the House.
But the overall power seems to be this collegiate vote, which, why? Why do you need it? What's the point?
It's great. No, I think it works great, because what they have, they do have the representatives, which is done kind of like our MPs.
But not quite.
So in California, you get more...
Because when it comes to the big game, your vote doesn't count.
But the reason then is so that the power is split. There's more checks. So the way they do it is they've got...
How is that any more balance and checks than what we have? That's bullshit. Because each constituency, let's call them a state for now,
yeah.
Each state votes for its person to go into the big house of power.
Well, they vote for two, but yeah.
And the one with the big house of power, with the most MPs, is the winner. Because in this country, we don't actually vote for Boris Johnson, and we don't vote for Jeremy Corbyn.
No, you vote for the power. You vote for the person.
Now, Robert Morgan says I'm talking bollocks, but how am I talking bollocks? Well, the collegiate vote does not represent the popular vote, does it?
No.
No. So why isn't it by each state? Why isn't it just done with a popular vote in each state? Because but that would negate... No, it's not. It's done by the collegiate vote.
What do you mean? Sorry, what do you mean by collegiate?
Okay, when you look at the elections,
right?
The popular vote in each state, you get your representatives and all that, but there's the collegiate vote, which is the decider.
Right.
Okay. That's not the popular vote.
No.
So my problem is that you could negate the people in California having more power than the people in Nebraska by giving the person they elect to the House the same power like we do here. Although we do have backbenchers and shit like that.
But they do that, but that's a separate thing. So
well, it shouldn't be. That's why it's silly.
No, it's not silly. It's
amazing. It is. No group of people should make the decision for everybody else.
So rather than having a full clear out like we do, they have shifts. So like AOC got voted in. She's got is it 4 or 5 years? I can't remember.
That sounds remarkably similar to a different system.
But they don't all go at the same time. I think there's 1/3. There's only ever 1/3. So the idea is, in terms of your representatives, there's always 2/3 who aren't leaving. So there's a continuation. It's not like here where we end Parliament and start it again. So during the 2020 elections,
how does this have any bearing on what I've just said about the collegiate vote?
I'm trying to explain to you. So the idea is with the representatives is you've only ever got 1/3 who are up for election. So you have a continuity. There's a continuity. So the new people coming in isn't a big the idea is not to stop and start all the time. In terms of the president,
apart from when they have a shutdown,
that's a whole different wing.
Yeah, and that's what I don't understand, because it doesn't seem right to me. Just because of the system I'm used to, that you'll all put your representatives in for the chosen parties of whatever they're with, and then when all of a sudden it's a different thing for the man in charge. Now that's why I think a lot of Americans don't get our system, where if a prime minister resigns, it doesn't change who's in power, because we vote for the party.
I think the idea in America is if the president resigns, the government isn't dissolved. It's not. It's a separate branch.
But it's not here.
No, it's not here. We've got our different system.
Exactly.
And there's advantages and disadvantages to both. But I think the way they do it is fairer on the people. There's not like right now. I mean, obviously it's hilarious to me, but right now,
I think the fairest way would be proportional representation, though, wouldn't it?
But if you're going to compare the two, right? Boris can pretty much do whatever he wants. There's very, very little to stop him at the moment, which makes me smile, because I just know that so many people they've got PTSD. People are coming out saying they've got PTSD. The idea is obviously the president's got a lot of power, and there's a certain amount that you need a leader for, that we've been lacking. Like, we've got one now, like him or not, at least we've got a fucking leader. No one cared when the Brexit bill got voted through. It wasn't even in the papers. It just got voted.
So I'm just enjoying Robert Morgan taking this so fucking seriously.
But the idea is that if people do vote, so say you do hate Trump and he's a lunatic and all the rest of it, he doesn't have absolute power. That's the whole point. He's not a king. The idea with the American system was that nobody would ever be a king. And fact,
I've got a small problem with that, though.
The president shouldn't have the power that he does.
Small problem. I agree. I think the original idea was it not that it'd just be some guy that came, did the job, and then fucked off back to regular life.
You're an administrator. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
But it never ends up like that because power corrupts. We know that. We know that 100%. But you say he's more accountable, for example, than Boris.
In theory.
Yeah.
In theory.
Because if you control the Senate, it's like this impeachment stuff. That will die a death.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He gets the Senate because he has control of the Senate. Which, fair enough, that's the way people voted. Tough shit. Tough shit. If the people voted for them, there you go. Suck it up, Liberals. Democrats, sorry, not Liberals. They're not liberal.
They're not. They've got to stop using that word. They've got to
suck it up, Democrats. They've got the Senate. You've got the House. You had your fun, but it's going to die a death there. I don't think it makes them any more okay. It's just a different system. I'm just enjoying it because I know we get you all excited. And I get like Robert Morgan. I can negate everything. What you don't understand, Robert, is you can't negate it because I would probably not listen. As if your system's any better than any fucking other one, please.
Isn't it?
Ours is the mother of all parliaments. Remember that?
Well, ours has been suffering from the same issue that, a similar issue in America, in that it's just corrupt, isn't it? Like, obviously, 9/11 meant that Bush got extra powers, and then when Obama got in, they signed the president far too many powers.
Oh, yes.
That Trump is now using.
Of course
and,
he is.
And he's got every legal right to do it, and it's an issue at the moment, and we have a similar thing here in terms of the issue in the UK was this. We all cling to this thing of fairness in the UK, and we're clear. Your MP represents you and your community, and what they've done during Brexit is just fuck that off.
Fuck that off. That's why Labour got screwed,
and that's why we've been in such a crisis for so long.
That's what Labour forgot. Yeah. That's the thing they forgot. Is a lot of working class areas, a lot of middle class areas who've traditionally voted Labour voted to leave, and Labour went, we know better.
Yeah.
And now what Labour's doing, though, it looks like they're probably going to go for Keir Starmer. Which is like, if you guys aren't familiar with Keir Starmer, if you could take, ignoring Corbyn for now, the reason Labour failed so miserably in the election and make it a human being, it would be Keir Starmer. And what they're doing is going, we need to fix what happened by making it worse.
Yeah.